So sometimes when we're feeling stressed, it's really easy to like block ourselves off. We get shorten the breath up here and we kind of clench our hands, and it stops the openness of giving and receiving that runs from our fingers into our heart, and out from our heart and through our fingers. And we either can find ourselves over giving and then feeling resentful for the giving, or not giving and feeling like we're needing to like take and not really being fair with others. And these are going to be some simple moves to try and help us open the heart, meridian and lungs, and feel a little bit more connected into that space of compassion. So we're going to begin with a comfortable seat. So you can sit on a chair, you can sit in a cushion, anything that works for you. I'm just going to stay as I am. We're just going to start with some arm movements. So the first thing you're going to do is just let your shoulders reach up towards your ears and then drop them down. And again. Allow the sides out to let it go. One more time. Okay, from here, let the arms reach out to the sides, like you're trying to reach your fingertips to the opposite wall. Soften through the elbows and just feel like they are being suspended like a puppet on a string at your elbow and your wrists. And then just start to flex through the fingers, reaching them out towards the ceiling. Feel that lovely little stretch. And then dropping them back down towards the floor. Push into the back of the palm. Reaching them up, maybe inhale up. And exhale back down. Really keep pushing through the heel of your palm in both directions. So back of the palm and the top of the palm. Back of the palm and the heel of the palm. Last time, dropping the fingers to the floor. And then take them out to normal height. Take the thumbs downwards. Like you're saying, no, this really sucks. Palms face back. If you can, make a little leopard fist where you just bring the fingers in slightly so that they are like a half a fist. Keep the shoulders soft and just start to draw little circles with the arms, keeping those thumbs pointing down, nice and active. You may feel some sensations running up your arms, that's okay. And then we'll circle the arms the other way. And then we'll bring the arms back to center. Turn the thumbs up, either towards the ceiling, or if you can, like you're trying to hitch a ride with the thumb turning back. And then we take those circles again. And this may again feel quite different. And it can feel quite different in the different arms. And then we'll reverse those circles the other way. And just be alive to the strange and wonderful sensations going up your arms. And then bring your hands into the side of your shoulders, let your elbows drop down for a little break. Open your fingers nice and wide, so spread them nice and wide like they're big flowers. And we're going to be on a timer, opening and closing our hands, little fists, and opening as fast as we can on the count. Go. Opening and closing as fast as you can. Really letting the hands work. Just to really let them come alive. So often our hands and our wrists get really sleepy nowadays with all of our computer and device use. So we're just really wanting to make sure we're not letting that all fall apart. And then stop it, shake out the hands, give it all a big shake. Come back, hands by the shoulders, and we're going to flick each finger. And you want to work your way down the fingers and then back up them. And as we do this, we are not only stimulating the specific nerves and muscles in the palms of the hand to help prevent RSI or strengthen if you do have RSI, but you also are flicking off any excess energy of stuff that you've touched and you don't want to be connected to it. It just helps you let go of all of those things. And then we'll shake out those hands. Okay. So for a little break from our wee little arms, we're just going to come forward slightly. Now at this point you will need to come to the floor if you've got space. You're just going to come onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes under and try and make sure that you've got all 10 toes tucked under, including those little pinky ones, wrap them under. And then if you need a cushion or something to put on your heels so that you don't have to sit too far back, you can come back to where you feel capable of sitting on your heels. And then we're just going to interlace our fingers, turn the palms away, press the hands away, nice big stretch. And then reach the arms up and overhead like you're pushing the sky away, and feel a nice big reach through the sides of the body. And then release the arms, bring the hands back. See if you can interlace the fingers the other way, pressing those palms away, straighten through the arms but keep the elbows slightly soft if you tend to hyperextend. And then reach the arms up and overhead again. Try and keep the low ribs in. Try not to arch the back, but keep the back in neutral. And then release those arms. Good. Bring your weight slightly forwards. Just release those toes and give them a little tap on the floor just to release whatever it was in those feet. So part of our heart space needing to soften is often we need to just ground and let some of the energy through, and opening the feet can be really helpful. Then we're going to come back to having those hands interlaced, and we're going to come, I'm going to sit angled on so you can see, we're going to come to having the hands behind the base of the head, the thumbs are dropped down the neck. And from here, we're just going to start to drop the elbows in around the cheeks and let the chin come towards the chest. And then lifting up the head. As you lift up, allow your hands to slightly pull on your head, lengthening it from your neck, and then let your eye gaze look up, introducing a little bit of a back bend. And just allowing this forward and back. Allow the movement to just be either the neck, if that feels like that's where you need to focus. And if you can, start to move in behind the heart, so trying to come down with the head towards the knees. Allowing this heart space to move, so the center of the sternum is softening in as we come forwards, like you could melt your sternum in behind the back of the heart. And then as you come forwards, the spine behind your heart is pushing forwards and shining through your sternum bright. Allow the elbows just to follow the movement of the spine. Opening as you lift and slightly pull the head, and exhaling as you soften down. And then we'll come back through to center. Release the hands and just take a moment just to release your neck by imagining there's a pencil on your nose, and you're just going to draw some figure of eights with your nose. And then we'll release that, and we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So if you need a cushion or anything underneath your knees, do grab it. You're going to start with the hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we just want to be in a neutral spine. And feel free, if you would like to have a little wiggle, make sure you feel nice and easy in that neutral position. And then before we go anywhere, we're going to start with a little tenting of our fingers. So try and lift the heels of your palms up and come up onto your fingertips. And then just bring those shoulders back over the fingertips, so the fingertips are really having to hold strong in this position. And just feel that work. And that might be the place for you to stay. It's just to stay here holding this fingertip work. If you want a little challenge, you can soften the elbows, drawing the heart between those fingertips, and then pushing back up. And you can make this as small as you want, or as big as you want, but be mindful of keeping the core engaged in a neutral spine, keeping the crown of the head reaching long away, and the shoulders are nice and relaxed down the back body. We're just trying to make sure that as we're doing this, those fingers are getting nice and strong. Feel the work. We'll do one more. And then we'll just sit back onto our heels and flick out those hands, just let them go. Okay, the next thing is just to release the wrists. So if you like, you're going to now spread all of your fingers as wide as you can. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see. So from here, I spread my pinky finger and my thumb as wide as I can, almost trying to get 180, and my index finger is going to be at 12 o'clock. And from here, I'm just going to start to shift my weight forwards and back, forwards and back. And as we're doing this, shifting forwards and back, try and keep the core engaged and press into the fingertips as much as you can. And then if you like, you can start to go side to side. Just shifting that weight one shoulder to the other. And maybe starting to do some circles, if you like, around the wrists. And then we'll go the other way, around the wrists. So this is all kind of strengthening and opening the hands, letting them work really fully to help us really feel that full engagement between our heart and the world around us. Come back to center. And this time, we're going to flip the hands over. So you're now going to turn the back of the hand down to try and spread those fingers. And we'll stay with just one hand. Again, we'll just take a couple of little shifts forwards and back. And then side to side. Little circles. Circle the other way, just a couple. I know it can be a bit crunchy, grindy feelings, so just be really careful there's no sharp pains. Flick the wrist over, change it over to the other side. Again, just those easy little movements forward and back. Side to side. And then little circles. And the other way. And then release that wrist. We've got one more round to go. So we're going to turn the fingers now back. So externally rotating, the thumb goes out to the side. And then the other thumb goes out to the side, trying to get the heel of the palm down. And again, this one, so the fingertips are now looking back at us. Watch those elbows hyperextending. Keep them slightly soft if you do that. And then we're just going to again start to move forwards and back. And that might feel quite intense, especially on those forearms. If you can, spread those fingers as much as you can, get a bit of weight into the fingertips, and then maybe start to go side to side. Watch the shoulders aren't creeping into the ears, and then start to draw their little circles. And then circle the other way. And then gently release the wrists. And to finish, grab a cushion or a blanket that you can roll up and place underneath your shoulders. And make sure that whatever you've got is going to let your head touch the floor. So I'm using a bolster, but if your head doesn't touch the floor, you want to make sure that you're a bit lower than this bolster is. You want to put the bolster underneath your shoulder blade tips where they end. And then let your arms come out to the side and let your head come over. And make sure the head is touching the floor. If your low back is tender, keep the knees bent. And if the low back is okay, you could extend the legs long. And if you feel like you want to open your hips, you may bring the feet together and let the knees turn out. And then if you're feeling like you'd like to take one extra stretch, with those arms you can take the hands overhead, either reaching them straight or clasping opposite elbow. And once you're settled in this position, just allow yourself to breathe into the belly. Feel your hips heavy. Try and ensure that your jaw is slightly drawing back into your head so that you're not hyperextending in your neck. And find a deep, slow, soft breath. And you can feel free to stay here for up to 5 minutes if that feels okay for your body. And if you're not, when you're ready, you're going to be rolling over onto one side, putting the hands and the knees together, and then using your hands to gently push you up to seated. When you're ready, continue with your day and have a wonderful day.